Yes, we are live and direct this afternoon with a room full of WYEP supporters and the Barr Brothers, who are in town today for a show this evening at the Thunderbird. Their new album is Let It Hiss. We're going to talk about all of that, but not until we start things off with a song.
If you're tired, baby, I can drive. Let's make it a point of staying alive. Open up another tangerine. When the skin was dirty, but the fruit was clean. I wanna love you, wanna get it right. Holding you close to the edge of a knife. Wanna feel the way we did that night. When the moon was heavy and the world was light. Spend a minute with me out of time, where nothing is yours and nothing is mine. To dream is by the swimming pool, where the water was warm and your skin was cool. And the harder that I try to hold on to what I've been and what I've seen and what I know and the way I think that it's supposed to go, the harder it gets just to see it shine. And I might not get it, but I'll always try. There's a spider in your glass of wine. I'm holding my breath, he's taking his time. There's a diamond swimming in your eye. Well, I might not get it, but I'll always try. And the harder that I try to hold on to what I've been and what I've seen and what I know and the way I think that it's supposed to go and everything that I can and I can't control, like getting sad, like getting old, like getting my hand up against the cold. The harder it gets just to see it shine. And I might not get it, but I'll always try. Yeah, I might not get it, but I'll always try. Thank you.
Is Brad and Andrew from the Barr Brothers live and direct here on WYEP this afternoon. Their new album is Let It Hiss. And guys, I love the name of that record. I think it's so evocative, and it certainly stirs up some imagery in my mind. But what does it mean to you?
Well, we were in a taxi cab in Los Angeles, and we were just starting to think about album titles, and that was the first one Brad said to me was, "How about Let It Hiss?" Because when we were making the record, we had an old tape machine, and quite often we'd run things through the tape machine, and it would come back and it'd have all this noise floor on it. It was really adding a lot of breath and air, and could sound like a mistake. But at a certain point, we just liked the way it sounded, so we said, let's just let it hiss. And we, in a lot of ways, it reflected to us a lot of the themes on the record, which were just dealing with accepting imperfection in your life and letting everything show, and both to each other and musically, there was just a sense of like on this album, we just want to kind of let ourselves cut through without making too many edits or without overthinking the process, and basically just sometimes when I think if you can allow yourself to get into a flow in life of letting your imperfections be acceptable to you, you might find they are your strengths, and other people will make use of them and realize, oh, this that's something I see in that person that you wouldn't would have kept hid before. So that's the long answer.
It's always cool when the bug becomes the feature, And for anybody who hasn't heard the album yet, I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's the type of record I think that really warrants multiple listens. And you might be able to make this thought sound a little more coherent than I can, but it feels like it's highly produced and thought about, but not in like a slick way. Does that make sense? Like even today, just you two on stage, it sounds lush.
Nothing slick about it. No, I hear that and I take that as a compliment. We were definitely trying not. Our other records, as proud as we are of them, there was this sort of idea that we're trying to kind of curate an experience for people, and maybe went at it a little bit too much. I don't know that that's true or not, but with this record for sure, we once the songs kind of found themselves, and once we understood what they were, we really weren't too precious about sculpting or like curating that experience. We're just like, this sounds good, let's go with that, and definitely not too slick.
Well, it's I guess there is a difference in how you've approached it before, and it's been 7-8 years since your last album as the Barr Brothers, and I imagine a lot can change professionally and personally in that time.
For sure, that was probably. I mean, I also think by the time we were ready to, what would be sort of engage in the next cycle of recording music and hitting the road. Right at that moment, the pandemic hit, and I think both of us who have been doing this forever really kind of took the opportunity to step back. When I say forever, like since we were 14, 15, 16, we've been packing our stuff into a van and heading out and trying to make records and come up with stuff that would be cool to play live. And that was a few decades of that, and we were like, let's just kind of lean into the space and we took on a bunch of projects for like some of our local creative, up in Montreal, with some other partnerships and making music for people that were, doing different kind of creative art pieces, installations. We leaned into that a lot, and then by the time we just finally the songs were ready to go, and they just took the time they needed.
Well, I'm always fascinated to see siblings, family members in a band together. I grew up in a family business, and I worked really closely with my older brother, and like we were pumping gas and filling pop coolers, which is much different than touring the world as musicians. But like working with family definitely has advantages and challenges. So how has it been for you guys? Like how has your relationship with each other evolved through the years?
I mean, it feels like we're just filling gas and pop coolers. That's
at the end of the day, it's not bad work.
It's not that, it's about the same. But I don't know. You want to answer that, Andrew?
Oh, it doesn't seem it seems like sometimes we revert to any era of our relationship. It's grown. We've learned to how to not trigger the old like mechanisms in siblings that will cause, or we've tried to learn how to trigger, not trigger the old mechanisms. But yeah, I think with that kind of history, you do have all these eras and experiences to draw on, which is, like you said, it's got its ups and it's got its downs. We got a lot of our fighting out of the way when we were younger, That's helpful. We resolve conflict very quickly. We fall into conflict very quickly, So it's that is nice with other, people you work with. Sometimes you have to really tiptoe. That's not really here with us. We are able to work through things quickly. It helps when you're writing music, to be able to flush out ideas and also know enough of my ideas have gotten through and enough of his ideas have gotten through that we trust each other. We've let the good ones in. So if somebody says that doesn't work, you don't take it personally. You trust. So that's the benefit.
Yeah, I think the trust has got to be there, and I feel like with you guys it is, and then you feel safe to say like that's it or that's not it.
Mm-hmm. And another cool sort of byproduct of that is that we're touring with the band right now. We have our harpist Evelyn and our bassist Todd, and several crew members, and that kind of lack of drama and like family thing, like I think it really spills over into the whole organization. There is that like we like to eat together. We like to make sure that everyone's mental health is good and that communication is flowing and everyone's cared for and getting what they need. And yeah, that if there is any kind of issue, resolve it quickly. But I think there's a real family sort of vibe that spills into the whole operation.
And there's a lot of other people that appear on this record. Like you said, you have this great band, you have this great crew, but there's guests on there. Jim James of My Morning Jacket, Arc Iris is on it. She's been in our studios before, and Land of Talk pop up on a song. So I'm always curious, like, how do those things come together? Like, I know that you guys have a relationship with Mumford & Sons, and I want to talk about that a little bit later, but is it just like, I have an idea, this person would be great for it. Do you know them already? Is it just like you message someone on Instagram and like see if they open it, or?
Everybody in this case was someone that we'd known, that we'd toured with, had a relationship with. I would say we're friends with. Like with Jim, for example, we don't talk every day or every week or even every month. We, once a year, we probably shoot an email back and forth, or if he's in town or I'm in town, we try and link up, or I'll just try to, drop in, go to see his show whenever he's around, say hi. And it's kind of the same with everybody there. Like we've been doing this for so long that we have a lot of people in a lot of corners of the music world, and it's really great with this record to finally be able to call on some of those folks. And it was really just a phone call, a text message, an email. I don't think any manager reached out to anyone else's manager. Nothing against that approach if that's the way you do it. But in this case, and we probably will do that in the future at some point, but in this case, we just called our friends.
Love to hear it. Well, we are live and direct this afternoon with the Barr Brothers. They have a new album out. It's called Let It Hiss, and they have a show here in Pittsburgh tonight at the Thunderbird, and we would love to get a couple more songs from you guys.
Yeah, we'll do run right into it. This is Andrew's going to play guitar. This is a rare moment. You get to see Andrew play guitar, which he actually was started out on guitar. They gave him a guitar first, and they gave me a drum set. It was an awkward year. back so many times, and now I know what I didn't know. For too many years I've been dragging around that shame, like a dark black spot burned into my heart, and like a dog without a name. Breaking the mirror like the heaven, like the one I own. I own. Running a fever in my ears in the local police. On my roof for a burden of proof, and now I'm dreaming in Japanese. Running right into it. And I don't know why I was running that day. Maybe I was afraid of feeling that way. Running right into it. I've been on the run ever since I was young, ever since I could say I don't wanna feel that way. When I was young, I saw the world and the colors in bloom. Spent a long time going out of my mind, and now I'm circling to the womb. Why would I need to be worried, to be living in fear? Like a long lost child coming in from the wild, I was gone, then I reappear. Running right into it. I don't know why I was running that day. Maybe I was afraid of feeling that way. Running into it. I've been on the run ever since I was young, ever since I could say I don't wanna feel that way. Does anyone else here feel like they committed a crime? Laid it on the line one too many times, was dying on the vine. Over the hill and I'm losing the static on the radio. I took a long drive last Saturday night with no particular place to go. Breaking the mirror like it happened, like the one I own. Upon the wall, as the days go by, in the blink of an eye, how do we get along with it all? If we could only look at our lives in terms of the number of days to go, instead of me, myself, my time, my pride, you gotta laugh, you gotta laugh, you gotta laugh, you gotta laugh. Running into it. And I don't know why I was running that day. Maybe I was afraid of feeling that way. Running into it. I've been on the run ever since I was young, ever since I could say I don't wanna feel that way.
Thank you. That one features our friend Elizabeth Powell from Land of Talk. Great Montreal-based indie rock band.
On the record, he means. If anyone was listening, they're not here with us.
That's true. And this next one's an older song called "Even the Darkness Has Arms" from our second record.
I was holding my breath when the tightrope walker slipped into the moon glow, saying, all my children follow me, maybe it's time to go. You can be chrome and you're wise, can be wise when you're blue. Baby, if I have, then I have for you. I'm bribing the jury to keep me in jail, singing tea for the tiller man. And otherwise I fantastically swore an oath on my history. It's a miracle I can see. You can be wrong when you're right, and when you're right on cue. And if I die tonight, then I die for you. I call on my nose, they call me son, great grandson or grandson, great uncles, aunts, and relatives to judge what I have done. Gonna make it right by you, even if it's all I do. And if it's all I do, well then I do for you. People raise a whole lot of hell about the water in the windmill, and although I stab chaotically, it hurts no one but me. Even the darkness has arms, but they ain't got you. Baby, I have it, and I have you too. And a light in the winter to pass the night through. Baby, so uncertain, what can I do? Keeping it on, keeping it on. And I know I like it, but what does that prove? Summer's a worry, I don't know how to love you. To you with reverent hands all the books that my love abides, the kind woman that my passion wore, like the shoreline wears the tide. Maybe the water went dry, keeping an eye on you, with an eye on you, it could drown me too. People raise a whole lot of hell about the water and the windmill. And although I stared chaotically, swore an oath of my history, it's a miracle I can see, even the darkness has arms. But they ain't got you, and baby, I have it, yes. And I have you too. And a light in the winter to pass the night through. But baby, so uncertain, what can I do? Keeping it on, keeping it on. And I know I like it, but what does that prove? Sometimes I worry I don't know how to love you.
Thank you.
We're live and direct this afternoon with the Barr Brothers. They have a new album out called Let It Hiss. They're touring and stopping at the Thunderbird tonight. Now, you don't have to answer this now,
Okay.
but I was thinking I kind of want to be a Barr Brother. That looks super fun. You guys are doing it up there. We're very happy to have you here in Pittsburgh today, and it was a quick turnaround. I mean, you were only here last time in October when you opened up for Mumford & Sons, and I don't think that was initially the plan, right? I saw Michael Kiwanuka was originally on the bill, but then he got sick. You stepped up, but finding yourself on that tour wasn't completely random, right? Like, you're in Mumford & Sons, aren't you?
I do. I play drums in Mumford & Sons. Yeah, when the Barr Brothers. Well, the idea was to play with Mumford. I made their last record, Prize Fighter, which is coming out soon, which is an incredible record with Aaron Dessner from The National. He's a producer that I work with a lot, just as a drummer. Something I do sometimes, go down to New York and make these records. And those guys invited me to come on tour with them to play their new album. This was back in March. And the one stipulation I had was that we were going to put this record out in October, and so we were going to need to hit the road. I was going to have to, exit the tour at that time. And then it was just such a good.
They loved him so much.
It was going well. Everybody was
so.
so happy, and then they saw my exit coming, and then they just said, "Well, what if the Barr Brothers, opens up the first leg of your, your album tour is the end of our tour." So we gladly accepted, and so we hit the road with them in the fall for 2 months in the U.S. and in Europe. It was great. We're playing these arenas that we never really have put this band in before, and it was a win-win for everybody. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, I bet your songs sound so good on those big speakers, and I really hope that people came early and showed up and caught that.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. I was surprised. I sort of psyched myself up for like, okay, it's just going to be a big empty shell of an arena like that. The first whatever, as people were filing in and getting their drinks, and that it was going to be kind of spooky. But it was actually incredibly warm reception. The Mumford audience was so cool, so sweet and attentive. Made those rooms feel small.
I imagine being in that situation, you definitely learn something about how to be in that situation and take those lessons with you beyond that. And I heard you guys have like a new lighting rig this time out. Is that true?
Okay, well, yes, that's true. But the story that is going on right now is because of, I think, all the resources being directed elsewhere, our visas didn't come through, which in 20 years of touring, we've never had an issue with immigration. And so the visas for our crew did not come through. We usually don't tell this until after the show. So if you're coming to the show tonight, we've had incredible local crews jump in and help with the lights and sound. And like in Chicago, it was amazing, and we were able to put the full show on. But yeah, it's a little sidebar from this tour now. We're just played 2 shows in the U.S. We started in Toronto and Ottawa, but they weren't allowed to cross in Detroit. Hopefully they'll get their visas later next week. But just kind of a,
I mean, compared to the impact that this administration and the whole ICE movement has had, and ICE institution and has had on other people, we're not crying about this. This is but it is one of the first times where those decisions that are being made by our government are actually like affected how we work and how we operate. But we're adapting like everyone else and raising our voice when and where we can.
Yeah, and I think little by little people realize what votes, the outcome of what you do in a voting booth. So I'm glad you guys are here. I know a lot of people are looking forward to the show tonight, and it's great talking with you, but I want to hear some more live music.
All right, let's do it. Might recognize this one. For those of you over the airwaves, Brad has attached a tiny piece of polyester sewing thread to his guitar, and he's pulling on it to create a vibration on the string, which is a trick learned from a Romanian violin player who did it with a horsehair bow on his violin. He now has 2 strings tied to his guitar.
What will he do next? In the same reckless city where great Antonio died, on the island in the river with a mountain at its side, I came to scatter ashes of the bridges I had burned, and to know the name of the song that I heard. Yeah, to know the name of the song I heard. And like a moonlight mathematician, I subtracted my concerns, I multiplied my options, divided my returns. I sacrificed the angel who was tugging at my shirt. I was already claimed by the song that I heard. Yeah, already chained to the song. From the corner of my eye, I caught the shadow of a girl, but my shoes were tied together and my face was in the dirt. Her gentle eyes said everything before she said a word. I knew I was changed by the song that I heard. Yeah, I knew right away by the song I heard. In the cult of desperation, we stayed just behind the curve. No one near admits we're getting more than we deserve. I was born a first child and she was born a third. We were already named by the songs that we heard. Yeah, already cleaned by the songs we heard. Did I make you out a phoenix from the ashes of a bird? Did we build our her palace and watch it as it burned. It's kind of like a lesson that had to be unlearned, like a fool maker, fall taker, forsaker, heartbreaker, earthquaker, soul shaker, soothsayer, moonrayer, sunslayer, yea-sayer, mistaker, rattlesnaker. We are already changed by the sun.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having us, guys. Love this station. We'll be back anytime you have us. Thank you.